Good evening, friends. I'm filming this on a rather balmy, is that the right word? Evening in Hawaii, and a lot of this I channeled in Ireland and have been processing in the weeks I've spent stateside and on the island since returning from that original ancestral homeland. And as you can tell by the title, this is sort of exploring the embrace of joy and our ability to express joy, allow for joy to arise, feel worthy of joy. So I'll be speaking to all of that, less so in a meditative way, but more so in a rambling way. If you would like to treat this as more of a meditation, you can create a space that serves you and honor it as such. I personally am honored to share these words with you in this virtual space. Ancestrally, I think what I've channeled from my lineage is a loss of joy over the decades and a constant or consistent in its repetitive cyclicality, consistent desire for joy that is often unmet. I think innately as human beings, we are born with a ripe sense for joy and, well, I could say joy a lot. With a ripe sense for experiencing an immense amount of sensory stimulation, which thereby creates a reaction that is joyous, that is full of laughter and maybe giggles, a smile that can be held. We see so much of that within our youth, and it so often grows to become buried. I think a major piece of work that requires diligence and openness as adults who might be in the process of inner child work, reparenting, or just general spiritual exploration and study of self, is exploring how we interact with, embrace, and embody joy. Whether we feel connected to it, we feel as if it's buried. Society is not one to uphold our relationship to genuine, authentic joy. Rather, it would encourage us to embrace the materialistic and what we perceive to be permanent streams of happiness, whether that be some form of income, some form of a relationship we cling to, a place we cling to. In doing the work and exploring my relationship to joy, I think I've seen how in order to embody joy and allow for it to overrun any fears or doubts or anxieties I'm feeling in a moment, I must reconnect and realign with the layers within me that are my childhood self, and those depths that are not so deep. when asked and called to, they rise to the surface and allow for joy to arise all the same. As I've gone through this process of allowing for joy, welcoming it in my spaces, where everything's a bit more open and brighter and fluid, less rigid. There's no expectations, there's just this wide open hug for everything around me, and there has to be a sort of awareness to this reawakening and this re-welcoming and reclamation of joy. There's not necessarily a need to dig into the whys and hows as to why and how joy got buried. I think a lot of it is ancestral, a lot of it is societal, but the work begins in embracing joy, inviting it back into your space in whatever way you can, allowing for work to fall away and play to take over, creative flow to override to-do list at times. And from personal experience, I've found that in doing so, the to-dos or get-to-dos and the work, which is always still play, it becomes a whole lot lighter, bearable, enjoyable. Joy is something that systems that be, powers that be, squishes out of people, makes them think that it exists in other when it exists within. We are born joyous. The light within us, that life force energy, when it expands and is able to transform within an adult body, it is able to heal our inner child in ways we didn't know needed healing. It is able to tune us into frequencies and levels of being that once felt inaccessible. Whether you embrace joy through playing with a child, frolicking through fields, making time with friends and loved ones, indulging in a new tea blend and a good book. Joy knows no bounds, and when we allow it to transcend self-made, societally made boundaries, ancestrally passed down boundaries, we are able to expand our sense of self, deepen our relationship with others, and heighten our enjoy. There is release, there is creation, there is reception. It's this dance, as in all things, which ebbs and flows, and in not attaching ourselves to joy, we can come to know its rhythm until it becomes something as familiar as the grass under our feet, our hearts in our chest, the sea on the skyline. For me, Ireland brought me immense amounts of joy, and now as I go from place to place, a bit nomadic, I feel into the essences of lands and wonder about that interaction between individual and surroundings. For me, being in nature brings me great joy. Sleeping basically outside brings me great joy. In Ireland, it was the cozy nature, the space, the hearth, the people. Here too, it's the people. They're all wide-eyed and eager for embracing of all. What I mean to say is certain lands, joy remains. And these two lands, Ireland and Hawaii, I think it's no coincidence, knowing the two histories as to why joy feels accessible here, because the native people to both of these lands fought hard to maintain it, reclaim it, and we're all in the process of reclamation in some way or another. It comes with being human, it comes with everyone's lineage, and whatever your ancestry holds, whatever secrets and codes you've got to crack, embrace the embodiment of joy. Explore its essence, how it shows up in your day-to-day life, and allow it to unfurl and take up more space. It is of benefit to you, and it is of benefit to all. Joy exists deep into the core of our being. It is the light at our center in so many ways. It is spirit dancing. It is your hips dancing on a Saturday night. It is howling at the moon, holding hands with a child and a friend. Find your joy and allow it to take up space. Allow it to rewire neural pathways, erase generational wounds and traumas. The spirits of your ancestors, the spirits of the lands we live on, they thank us for this work. They wanted us to get here after all, and here we are. What a gift to be doing this work and exploring the embodiment of something so often diluted and convoluted. May joy be simple. May joy be a warm cup of tea or coffee in the morning. Thank you for listening. I'm honored to share these words with you. Feel free to comment below any thoughts you have, or message me directly if possible. Make some time for joy in your life, and the blood and bones of your being, and those who came before you to bring you here. They will feel it, and they will know joy too. Blessed be.